YouTube's game-changing policy update. What every creator must know about the July 2025 revolution. Is your YouTube channel about to get demonetized? If you're using AI voices, reposting content, or following trending templates, you might be in serious trouble. YouTube just dropped a bombshell that's sending shockwaves through the creator community. And if you don't understand these changes, your monetization could disappear overnight. Welcome back to the channel, creators. Today we're diving deep into YouTube's most significant policy update in years. This isn't just another minor tweak to the terms of service. This is a complete overhaul that's going to reshape how millions of creators make money on the platform. Whether you're a seasoned YouTuber or just starting your journey, what I'm about to share could make or break your channel's future. Before we dive into the details, I need you to understand something crucial. YouTube isn't just updating policies for fun. They're responding to a crisis that's been brewing for months. The platform has been flooded with what insiders call AI slop, low quality, mass-produced content that's gaming the system and frustrating real viewers. And now, YouTube is fighting back with policies that could affect every single creator on the platform. The shocking reality. What's really happening behind the scenes? Let me paint you a picture of what YouTube looks like right now. Every day, thousands of channels are uploading videos with AI-generated voices reading stolen content from news websites. Fake true crime documentaries with entirely AI-generated murders are getting millions of views. There are channels with millions of subscribers that have never recorded a single piece of original audio. Some creators are using deepfake technology to impersonate YouTube's own CEO in scam videos. This isn't just about a few bad actors. We're talking about an epidemic of spam content that's polluting the platform and making it harder for genuine creators to be discovered. YouTube's algorithm has been struggling to distinguish between authentic content and mass-produced garbage, and advertisers are getting nervous about where their money is going. That's why on July 15, 2025, YouTube implemented what they're calling a minor update to their monetization policies. But don't let that word minor fool you. This update has the potential to demonetize thousands of channels overnight and completely change how creators approach content creation. The big reveal, from repetitious to inauthentic, what this really means. Here's the first major change you need to understand. YouTube is retiring the term repetitious content and replacing it with inauthentic content. This isn't just a semantic change. It's a fundamental shift in how YouTube views and polices creator content. Under the old repetitious content policy, YouTube was primarily concerned with creators who were literally copy-pasting the same video over and over. But the new inauthentic content policy is much broader and much more aggressive. It's designed to catch all the sophisticated ways that creators are now gaming the system with AI tools and mass production techniques. What does inauthentic actually mean in YouTube's eyes? According to their updated guidelines, inauthentic content includes anything that's mass-produced, repetitive, or created using templates with minimal variation. This covers content that looks like it was made with a cookie-cutter approach, where the creator is just filling in blanks rather than creating something genuinely original. But here's where it gets really interesting. YouTube isn't just looking at individual videos anymore. They're evaluating entire channels. If they determine that your channel has a pattern of inauthentic content, they can demonetize your entire channel, not just specific videos. This is a massive escalation from their previous approach. The AI content apocalypse, how technology created this crisis. To understand why YouTube made these changes, you need to understand how dramatically AI has changed content creation. Just 2 years ago, creating a professional-sounding video required expensive equipment, editing skills, and significant time investment. Today, anyone can generate a complete video using AI tools in minutes. Here's how the typical AI content farm operates. They use AI to scan news websites and trending topics. Then they feed this information into text-to-speech software to generate narration. They combine this with stock footage or stolen video clips to create what appears to be a legitimate news or educational video. Finally, they upload dozens or even hundreds of these videos per day across multiple channels. Some of these operations are incredibly sophisticated. They use different AI voices to make it seem like different people are creating the content. They vary the format slightly to avoid detection. They even use AI to generate thumbnails and titles that are designed to maximize clicks. To a casual viewer, these videos might seem legitimate, but they're actually completely artificial. The problem became so severe that YouTube's own internal systems were struggling to cope. The platform's recommendation algorithm was promoting AI-generated content over authentic creator videos because the AI content was optimized for engagement metrics. Real creators were finding their videos buried under waves of artificial content. YouTube realized they had to act decisively, not just to protect authentic creators, but to maintain their reputation with advertisers and viewers. That's why this policy update is so comprehensive and aggressive. What's actually banned? The complete breakdown. Now let's get into the specifics of what YouTube considers inauthentic content under the new policies. This is crucial information because misunderstanding these rules could cost you your monetization. Definitively banned content. First, let's talk about content that will definitely get you demonetized. Content that exclusively features readings of other materials you didn't originally create is now explicitly banned from monetization. This includes videos where someone reads news articles, Wikipedia entries, or social media posts without adding substantial commentary or analysis. Songs that are simply modified to change pitch or speed but are otherwise identical to the original are also banned. This targets channels that were taking copyrighted music and making minor alterations to avoid copyright detection while still monetizing the content. Mass-produced content using similar templates across multiple videos is another major target. This includes channels that use the same format, structure, and approach for every video with only minor variations in the specific content. Image slideshows or scrolling text with minimal or no narrative, commentary, or educational value are also banned. This targets the lazy content that was flooding YouTube Shorts in particular, where creators would show a series of images with text overlay and maybe some background music. The gray area. Content that might be at risk. There's also a significant gray area that creators need to be aware of. Content with similar repetitive format but low educational value is at risk. This could include channels that follow the exact same format for every video without adding substantial unique value. AI-generated voiceovers combined with reused video clips are also in the danger zone. While YouTube hasn't explicitly banned all AI voices, they're clearly scrutinizing content that combines artificial voices with unoriginal video content. Compilation videos without substantial commentary are another area of concern. Simply editing together clips from other sources without adding meaningful analysis or commentary could be considered inauthentic. What's still safe? Content that passes the authenticity test. Before you panic about your channel, let's talk about what's still perfectly acceptable under the new policies. YouTube has been very clear that many popular content formats are still completely fine for monetization. Reaction videos where you provide genuine commentary on the original content are still allowed. The key here is that your commentary needs to be substantial and add value to the viewing experience. Simply saying wow or that's crazy throughout a video isn't enough. Critical reviews using clips from other content are explicitly protected. If you're analyzing movies, TV shows, products, or other content and using clips to support your analysis, you're in the clear. Educational content that explains or teaches something, even if it uses external sources, is still monetizable as long as you're adding significant educational value. Tutorial videos, explainer videos, and how-to content remain fully supported. Commentary channels that provide analysis, opinion, or discussion about current events or trending topics are still welcome, as long as they're adding substantial original thoughts rather than just reading from other sources. Gaming content, including gameplay footage with commentary, remains completely unaffected by these changes. YouTube recognizes that gaming content inherently involves showing copyrighted material but adds value through the creator's skill and commentary. The creator responsibility revolution. Your behavior matters more than ever. One of the most significant changes in the new policies relates to creator responsibility. YouTube is now looking at your behavior both on and off the platform when making monetization decisions. This represents a major shift from their previous focus on individual video content. If you engage in what YouTube calls egregious behavior that negatively impacts the community, you could lose monetization across all your channels. This includes harassment, hate speech, dangerous pranks, or any behavior that damages YouTube's relationship with advertisers. The policy specifically states that your earnings and the earnings of all YouTube creators are negatively impacted when advertisers lose trust in the platform. This means YouTube is holding creators personally responsible for maintaining the platform's reputation. Creator integrity is now a major factor in monetization decisions. You can't artificially inflate your channel's engagement through fake views, subscribers, likes, or watch time. You also can encourage engagement on non-compliant content and then delete or hide that content later. YouTube is also cracking down on financially abusive behaviors, including using monetization features for illegal, fraudulent, or deceptive transactions. This could include fake investment advice, cryptocurrency scams, or any content designed to financially exploit viewers. The enforcement reality, how YouTube will police these changes. Understanding the new policies is only half the battle. You also need to understand how YouTube will enforce them. The company has significantly expanded their review processes and is using both automated systems and human reviewers to identify policy violations. When reviewing channels for compliance, YouTube's reviewers will examine your channel's main theme, most viewed videos, newest videos, and the content that generates the biggest proportion of your watch time. They'll also look at your video metadata, including titles, thumbnails, and descriptions, as well as your channel's About section. The review process is comprehensive and doesn't just focus on individual videos. YouTube is looking at patterns across your entire channel to determine whether your content strategy violates their authenticity requirements. If YouTube determines that your channel violates these policies, the consequences can be severe. They may withhold or adjust your earnings, limit ad revenue from your videos, suspend your participation in the YouTube Partner Program, or even terminate your channel entirely. The company has also stated that they may withhold earnings for up to 90 days while they investigate potential violations. This could create significant cash flow problems for creators who depend on YouTube revenue. The AI detection arms race, how YouTube identifies artificial content. One of the most fascinating aspects of this policy update is how YouTube is developing technology to identify AI-generated content. While they haven't revealed all their methods, we can piece together some of their detection strategies. YouTube is using machine learning algorithms to identify patterns in AI-generated audio. These systems can detect the subtle artifacts and patterns that are common in text-to-speech systems, even sophisticated ones. They're also analyzing the consistency and naturalness of speech patterns to identify artificial voices. The platform is also using image recognition technology to identify reused and stock footage. They can detect when channels are repeatedly using the same video clips, or when content is sourced from common stock footage libraries. Text analysis is another major component of their detection system. YouTube can identify when video descriptions, titles, or even spoken content follows templates or patterns that suggest mass production. Behavioral analysis is perhaps the most sophisticated detection method. YouTube is looking at upload patterns, engagement metrics, and viewer behavior to identify channels that are operating like content farms rather than authentic creators. Survival strategies, how to future-proof your channel. Now that you understand the threats, let's talk about how to protect your channel and ensure your content remains monetizable under the new policies. Authenticity first. The most important strategy is to focus on authentic content creation. This means creating content that genuinely reflects your personality, expertise, or perspective. Even if you're covering trending topics, make sure you're adding your unique voice and viewpoint. If you're using your own voice for narration, you're already ahead of many creators who rely on AI voices. Natural human speech patterns are one of the strongest indicators of authentic content. Develop a consistent but varied content strategy. While it's fine to have a recognizable format or style, make sure each video offers something unique and valuable to viewers. Original commentary and analysis. If your content involves discussing other people's work, make sure you're adding substantial original commentary. Don't just summarize or repeat what others have said. Provide your own insights, analysis, or perspective. When using clips or images from other sources, ensure they support your original content rather than being the main focus. The majority of your video should be your original creation. Engage with your audience in meaningful ways. Respond to comments, ask questions, and create content that encourages genuine discussion rather than just passive consumption. Quality over quantity. Resist the temptation to upload content daily if it means sacrificing quality or authenticity. YouTube's new policies clearly favor creators who prioritize quality over volume. Take the time to research your topics thoroughly and present information in a way that adds value for viewers. Even if you're covering well-known topics, find unique angles or insights that others haven't explored. Invest in improving your content production skills. Better editing, audio quality, and presentation can help distinguish your content from mass-produced alternatives. The economics of authenticity, how this affects creator revenue. These policy changes will have significant economic implications for the creator economy. Channels that have been relying on mass-produced or AI-generated content will likely see substantial revenue decreases. However, authentic creators may actually benefit from these changes. As YouTube removes inauthentic content from monetization, there will be less competition for ad revenue. This could lead to higher CPM rates for creators who produce genuine, engaging content. The changes may also lead to increased brand partnership opportunities for authentic creators. Sponsors are becoming increasingly concerned about associating their brands with artificial or low-quality content, so genuine creators may find themselves in higher demand. YouTube's focus on authenticity aligns with broader trends in digital marketing, where audiences are increasingly skeptical of artificial or overly polished content. Creators who can demonstrate genuine expertise and personality may find themselves at a significant advantage. Special considerations for different content types. News and current events channels. If you create news or current events content, these policy changes require special attention. Simply reading news articles or press releases without adding original analysis or commentary is now explicitly banned from monetization. To remain compliant, news creators need to focus on original reporting, analysis, or commentary that provides unique value to viewers. This might include breaking down complex stories, providing historical context, or offering expert analysis. Aggregation-style content, where you simply collect and present information from multiple sources without adding substantial original thought, is at high risk under the new policies. Educational content creators. Educational channels need to ensure they're genuinely teaching or explaining concepts rather than just reading from textbooks or websites. The key is to present information in your own words and add your own insights or explanations. Interactive elements, such as asking viewers questions, providing examples, or demonstrating concepts, can help distinguish educational content from simple information regurgitation. Visual aids and original graphics can also help demonstrate that you're adding value rather than just presenting existing information in a different format. Entertainment and commentary channels. Entertainment channels that focus on reactions, reviews, or commentary generally have less to worry about, provided they're adding substantial original content to whatever they're discussing. The key is ensuring that your personality and insights are the main attraction for viewers, not just the content you're reacting to or discussing. Compilation channels that simply edit together clips without significant commentary are at higher risk and may need to pivot toward more commentary-heavy formats. The international perspective, global implications. These policy changes don't just affect English-speaking creators. YouTube is implementing these policies globally, which means creators in all languages and regions need to adapt. Some regions have seen particularly high levels of AI-generated content, partly due to language barriers making it easier to use automated translation and text-to-speech tools. These areas may see more dramatic enforcement of the new policies. Cultural differences in content creation styles may also affect how these policies are applied. What's considered authentic in one culture might seem repetitive or template-based to YouTube's review systems. International creators should pay particular attention to translation and localization practices. Simply translating content from one language to another without adding original cultural context or insights could be considered inauthentic. Technology and tools, what creators can still use. Despite the crackdown on AI-generated content, creators can still use technology tools to enhance their authentic content. The key is using these tools to improve rather than replace human creativity. Video editing software, including AI-powered editing tools, remains completely acceptable as long as you're editing original content. Using AI to improve audio quality, color correction, or editing efficiency doesn't violate authenticity requirements. Research tools, including AI-powered research assistants, can help you gather information and generate ideas, as long as the final content reflects your original analysis and presentation. Thumbnail creation tools, including those with AI assistance, are still fine to use. The policy focuses on video content rather than promotional materials. What you should avoid is using AI to generate the core content of your videos, including narration, scripts that you read verbatim, or complete video segments that you don't modify or enhance. The appeal process. What to do if you're affected. If your channel is demonetized or suspended under the new policies, you do have options for appeal. YouTube has expanded their creator support resources to help legitimate creators who may have been caught up in the enforcement process. The first step is to carefully review your content against the new policy guidelines. Sometimes creators don't realize that certain practices violate the authenticity requirements. If you believe your channel was incorrectly penalized, you can submit an appeal through YouTube's creator support system. Be prepared to provide detailed explanations of your content creation process and evidence that your content is original and authentic. Document your content creation process thoroughly. Keep records of your research, scripting, recording, and editing processes. This documentation can be valuable if you need to appeal a monetization decision. Looking forward, the future of content creation. These policy changes represent more than just new rules. They signal YouTube's vision for the future of content creation. The platform is clearly moving toward rewarding authentic, human-centered content over mass-produced alternatives. This shift aligns with broader trends in social media and digital content. Audiences are increasingly sophisticated and can often detect artificial or inauthentic content. They're seeking genuine connections with creators who offer unique perspectives and personalities.